Endless Sports.
As the 2023 high school football previews roll on, it's time we pay a trip down to Elsinore High School. The new head football coach for the Tigers, Randy Kirschman. And Coach, first off, congrats, the head coaching job with the Tigers. Obviously, it's a very old school. There's a lot of football tradition at Elsinore. Are you excited to kind of put your stamp on the program this season?
Oh, man, I'm really pumped. I'm really honored, to be able to take the baton of this program in our 96 season. I've been lucky to be part of it for 15. And again, it's just a great honor to me. It means a lot to me. And we're excited to get after it in this season.
I'd be remiss not to at least bring up Coach Peralta because he's a local legend. Everybody loves the guy. What are some things maybe you learned from him, or maybe his coaching style, or the way he maybe handled stuff, off the field? Because as the head coach, you're finding out, I'm sure, that you're dealing with boosters and parents and, traveling and who's got the snacks and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah, that's why we make the big bucks, right? I can't say enough about Tony. He's been a great mentor and friend to me. I've learned, so many things. I couldn't sit here and explain them all. But the main thing to me is, for Tony and for myself and for Elsinore football, it's more than football here. We're trying to build into our student athletes, get them ready for life, have them, pursue excellence and integrity in everything they do. And so, we have really good relationships here. And, for me, it's a big challenge, because obviously, Tony's the kind of guy you can't replace him. And I'm certainly not going to try. But definitely, I carry, a lot of things of his close to my heart. And I don't take it lightly, that I get to that opportunity to move forward.
Well, Coach, when I think of Elsinore football, I think of, awesome run games, right? You guys are going to pound the football. You've had some great running backs. Not always, the biggest offensive line, in front of the running backs, but you guys always seem to find a way to get done. Is Elsinore going to look the same? Is it going to be different? I mean, under your leadership?
I hope Elsinore football looks the same because, we've produced a lot of tough football players over the years. I grew up in the wing T. I went to Paloma Valley, and I was coached by Joe Smith, the late Joe Smith, Craig Lind, Paul Millar. And so I love the wing T, and I've loved running it here with Elsinore. And so certainly, there's a lot of things you can do out of the wing T. And so, maybe we'll take a look at some of those things. But I'm a wing T guy. And honestly, it's funny because everybody else says, oh, the wing T is boring. And to me, the wing T is exciting. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Whereas, sometimes spread and air raid, it's kind of pretty basic what you're going to get. And it's about, who's going to make those plays. So
I'll say this too, Coach. It's difficult to shoot video of the wing T because I'm like, oh wait, that guy doesn't have the ball. He's over here.
So, if we're rolling right, that's what it's supposed to look like. But absolutely.
How much fun are you having right now? Like as you get ready, week 0 is basically like a month away. I mean, how much fun are you having right now?
I think that's one of the biggest differences is, the difference between being an assistant and the head coach is time is flying a lot faster. So, trying to take advantage of every moment, right? We're not counting the days, we're making them count. But yeah, it's creeping up on us quick. And, I'm excited, we've got a really good senior class, really good group here. They're really close. They're really tight. And so, they're ready. I've been telling them, some of them, that they want they want to be let out of the cage, so to speak. They're going a little bit too hard right now, without pads on. So can't wait to get there.
All right, Coach, who are the players we're going to be talking about? Of course, Mekhi Skinner is the next great running back in line. Of course, the Tigers just crank out great running backs. But who's the next guy? Who are we going to be talking about?
We have a couple of players returning all Ivy League guys. So at wide receiver, we have Andrew Irvin. So that'll be a player to look at. Really good go-to receiver type guy. We have another returning all Ivy League player, Julian Santoyo. He's a corner and a running back. Tough dude there. So I look forward to seeing what he can do. But we honestly, Pep, we have really our strength is in our unity and our chemistry and in the depth of our senior class. A lot of experience. There's a lot of good football players here and good student athletes. So a lot of guys.
Well, Coach, I see you're actually at the field. So I guess you're not in dead period. And do you guys still have dead period, or you just go right into the season?
Yeah, we had dead period. We just came out of it this week, so we're good to go. We're going to roll it until bye week here.
So I know you're doing some 7-on-7 stuff, which I guess for the Elsinore DBs, that's good work, right? Because the DBs going to be flying around and doing the 7-on-7 thing. But yeah, again, Elsinore likes to run the football. So what do you get out of 7-on-7?
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely huge for our defense. Playing in the Ivy League, man, it is a strong league. I was telling a friend of mine from out in Orange County, that there's some high-end talent, man, with the Orange Vistas and Ranchos and really top to bottom. There's not an easy out with all of them, to be honest. JW North, Temescal, Heritage, there's good athletes all over. So 7-on is always huge for our defense, our secondary, to get as good of a look at that kind of speed and athleticism as we can. And again, we use it offensively to be proficient and efficient with our pass game. I mean, it's definitely something that I don't think we ever, strive not to do, but certainly it takes a level of execution. And so we work on those timing things and, trying to find ways to distribute the ball down the field.
Coach, you bring up the Ivy League, and you guys beating Orange Vista last season was like one of the big wins, across the IE during the regular season. And the Ivy League was really wide open, and it came down to the final, like week 9, week 10. Like we had no idea what was going to happen in the Ivy League. Is that exciting? And you go into this season feeling like, man, the Tigers should be right there in the mix again.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Like I said, it is a gauntlet of a league. There's a lot of quality in it, great coaching. And so, yeah, we look at it as a huge challenge, but at the same time, we're up to it. And so we look forward to that competition. And like you said, it's really exciting when week in, week out, you've got some wins here, wins there. Those are always the more exciting years than, maybe sometimes in years past, and even could happen this year, where one team runs away with it, there's a clear go at it. So definitely a huge challenge, and looking forward to it for this year.
And finally, Coach, I know there's a lot of cross-pollination in coaching, right? You played at Paloma, but now you're at Elsinore. A lot of coaches, they kind of bounce around and go to different schools, even if it's their rival. Being at Elsinore, is this kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm overstating it, like a dream gig, to be a head coach, to be the head coach of a program that you've been around for so long. It's like I said, it's got a ton of tradition. It's a very old school in Riverside County. Do you feel like it doesn't get any better than this?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, that history, that tradition. We have second, third generation players. We love the athletes we get. Whoever shows up to our door, we're going to love them and try to develop them as much as we can. And so we get great kids. And yeah, it is the type of job that is a dream type thing because of those things, right? It's special, it's unique. And so it really is like, as far as being a head coach, it wasn't something like I had the ambition, I'm going to bounce, go wherever I can, right? It was a special place to get the opportunity here for sure.
Well, Coach Kirschman, congrats on the gig and best of luck going into the season. And, we're big Elsinore fans, so, man, we want to see you guys do well. We really appreciate the time for you jumping on the show for a couple minutes.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You got it. That's Randy Kirschman, head football coach for the Elsinore Tigers. First time, long time, right? Like, we finally got you on the show. This is great.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thanks for clicking on this Inland Sports video. If you're a local business or an organization and you'd like to promote here on the Inland Sports Show, just send us an email, inlandsportshow@gmail.com.